a fresh, new nation. 13 colonies under one body of government. One politician, a lawyer from New York, saw that the new union needed to be stronger to survive. That politician is named Alexander Hamilton, and he pushed for a stronger government by expressing some issues with the Articles of Confederation and had a new idea for a new government. Those pesky civilians keep having uprisings after we drafted and ratified the Articles of Confederation. I guess giving the states each individual rights is not really the smartest idea. I mean, we can't even tax them. We don't have money for troops or foreign affairs or, in case they come back. We don't want to deal with them again. I guess we have no other choice but to overthrow what we have now and create something new. I guess I can rally up all the 13 colonies and have some sort of convention, a constitutional convention. That'll work. I sent the invites to the little meeting that we're going to have, the Continental Convention. Every one of them said sure, but except, that pesky little port colony, Rhode Island. I can understand that they're afraid that if we have a strong government, we'll raise the taxes on their ports. Such a small, very, very tiny colony depends on all those ports to make sure that they have plenty of money coming to the colony. I guess they'll get used to it eventually, hopefully. Well, the convention's going great. We decided to elect George Washington as the leader of the convention. After all, that man is a hero to all of us. Him and his little army protected us and gave us our independence from the British. So he seems like the right man in charge, don't you think? Well, two issues got brought up: slavery, states' rights. Who would have thunk that that's what the issues would have been? So a few of us went to Connecticut and we had a little miniature convention in Connecticut, and we came up with a compromise to have two systems: the House of Representatives and the Senate. The House of Representatives will be based on population of the states, for the bigger states to have their way, if you want to call it that. Then we're going to have a Senate where every state sends 2 representatives. Doesn't matter the size, you send 2. And on the issue of slavery, us up in the north, we're trying really hard to abolish it. Hopefully it doesn't lead to conflicts later on. Well, we came up with a solution for the southern states to also have their way. Since many of the southern colonies have little population, we've decided to count their slaves as 3/5 of a person to help with representation. The civilians aren't quite on board with the Constitution. That's understandable. They are afraid of a strong government, and I understand that. We were under British rule for so long, and they kept taxing us, and soldiers were sleeping in our homes, and they took everything. But the civilians need to understand that we need a strong government to keep us all together, to make sure that the Union doesn't fall apart. that would be devastation. Hopefully my friends Madison and John Jay can help me whip up a couple of essays called the Federalist Papers to basically convince them to be on board with the Constitution. My buddy Madison, he's a very, very smart man. Many of the representatives were concerned that the states' rights were there, but what about the civilians, the citizens that live in their states? He came up with these amendments that gave citizens basic rights: the right to bear arms, the right to assemble, right to press, freedom of speech. He wrote 19 of them, but 10 of them became what is the Bill of Rights. We drafted and ratified the Constitution as soon as we got that 9 vote in, with Massachusetts finally coming around to give us that 9th vote that we so desperately needed. Hopefully this Constitution works out for the future of America, and I see great things happening for this great nation of ours.
After 200 years, the Constitution still holds us together, all in thanks to our founding fathers who made us stronger as a nation.